trying to reassure women after a serving officer was sentenced to spend the rest of his life in prison for the rape, kidnap and murder of a woman walking home alone in London in March this year. In court, it emerged Wayne Couzens had used his police ID and his handcuffs in the attack on Sarah Everard. Daniel Sanford has his report.
Wayne Couzens, the police officer turned killer who has so damaged public trust, today beginning the life sentence in prison from which he will never be released. His abduction, rape and murder of Sarah Everard using his police warrant card and handcuffs risk undermining confidence in officers right across the UK.
I think it's very important that people should have confidence in police, and I do, and let me stress that. But what I want to do is to use this moment to make sure that we deal with what I think is
that guy's haircut's as bad as anything.
By millions of people.
That's ridiculous.
Overwhelmingly women.
Felt sorry about the lady getting killed and the cop and all that, but that fucking haircut's ridiculous.
The wider problem is illustrated by a WhatsApp group in which Wayne Couzens swapped misogynistic messages with officers from the Metropolitan Police, the Civil Nuclear Constabulary and the Norfolk Constabulary. All are being investigated for gross misconduct. Two of the Met officers face a criminal investigation for allegedly sending grossly offensive messages.
I am so sorry.
Couzens' horrific crimes have left the head of London's police force, Dame Cressida Dick, in a precarious position. Her force had failed to link Wayne Couzens to at least 2 incidents of indecent exposure, one before he joined the force and one just 3 days before he killed Sarah Everard. Women who now feel concerned when stopped by officers are being advised to ask to speak to the control room on the police radio, and if still concerned, just run. But Labour want to hear more on what the police will be doing.
What we need right now is clear communication to women who are particularly concerned, not about what they have to do differently, but what the police are going to do to reassure them about the way that they're going to police.
That's a bent nose, brother.
She's ready to take action.
So is mine.
Do the right thing.
And while the force has been celebrating 100 years of women in policing, some former officers have said misogyny, contempt for women, is widespread.
We gotta get this right, y'all.
They're afraid to report it.
There are some people who challenge and they become marginalised and they become almost like the pariahs of the team. That needs to stop. That's where I talk about there needs to be the support network, and those officers need to be actively encouraged to come forward.
How about arrested?
Issues go far beyond the capital. The force in
How about
Manchester
that?
has been repeatedly criticised for how it handles domestic abuse. Young women in the city today said they have lost trust in the police.
They're supposed to, they're there to keep you safe, and the idea that they're not and they're doing quite the opposite is quite scary, I feel. I don't feel like I could go to the police now. I feel like,
Wow.
you know, we have to kind of stand together rather than go to the police. So you have to kind of have
That's
backup
crazy.
plans.
The senior officer who will lead the
Man.
national effort to address those concerns.
Time to do
said
some
this
work,
is
people.
a watershed moment.
I think this is a marked moment in society to stand and look at ourselves about the level
I'm Joe
of
Webb.
violence against women and
I'm running for
girls. I
governor
think
of
this is
Maryland.
A tide that has turned.
We're gonna fix
a tide
this.
that we can look at, not just in
Or
the
die
individual
trying.
society.
And the case of Sarah Everard, murdered by a police officer as she
Wow.
went home, might also be the moment when
That's
forces
ridiculous,
have
man.
to address the toxic attitudes that some men in their ranks hold towards women. Daniel Sanford, BBC News at New Scotland Yard.
Thank you, sir.